I should have a different intro for this, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what's going? Oh, hey, what's going? True.
Hey, what's?
Yeah.
Hey,
True.
what's going?
Yeah. That. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Hudson and one of my best friends, Jacob.
That's me. Hello.
Yeah, and we're gonna be starting doing a podcast. We're gonna start doing. We're not gonna start doing. We're gonna start doing
English
a podcast.
is iffy right now.
Yeah, and we're into it. Yeah, this is all going.
Very excited. Very nervous.
I don't know what he's nervous about, but we're gonna be doing a podcast together. This is our setup for the time being. We just kind of wanted to do something, set it up. It's my stream setup pretty much right now, and hopefully one microphone is good for us. We don't really know what it's gonna be called yet. We didn't really know what we want to talk about yet. So he listed off a bunch of topics to kind of run through together.
Yep.
Which should be fun. I thought that he brought up the idea of doing a podcast. You want to tell him about?
Yeah, basically, I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've asked nobody before, but I want to do a solo thing. Especially when I moved back home, I wanted to just talk about stuff with my friends. And
where'd you move home from?
I used to live overseas in Malta, Spain, and England. So
cool shit.
Finally home.
What were you doing over there?
I was a professional soccer player, as you may know.
Cool. Yeah, well, I know, but they don't.
They do not know that.
Yeah, so you have to.
I'm just a random face to these people.
And stop shaking the camera. Okay, so yeah, we'll do a little background on each one of us. I'll do like a short one, and you can get a little bit more in depth on what you were doing, or do. But it should be pretty cool. So first off, we got to figure out a name for this podcast. If you guys want to help us out, hit us down below or in the comments
Twitter,
or something.
Twitter, anything.
Yeah, let's go.
Email.
That.
If people use that, I don't know.
True. Yeah, let us know in the comments down below. This should be on YouTube, and then we'd like to get on Spotify as well. I think those are going to be our two platforms of choice. So follow, subscribe on either one. I think we might have to wait on Spotify till we have a name, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, so until we have a name, just be on YouTube. Anyways, my name is Hudson Wisler. I am a content creator. I'm a co-owner of a music licensing company, eBeats, for content creators. That will be the sponsor for this podcast for the most part, which is exciting. We'll tell you a little bit more about that at some point. That should be pretty cool. And I'm working on that. I'm also a panel member at the Esports Awards for the Creatives panel, which is pretty exciting. Very cool. That's new for me this year.
It's coming up soon, isn't it?
It is coming up really soon. It's in November, and there's been lots of stuff. And eBeats is also a sponsor for that event,
sweet,
which is really cool. Yeah, we're sponsoring an award as well, which should be announced pretty soon. So that's always super stoked. Yeah, that's super exciting. I am stoked about that. Yeah, I'm mixing my words a little bit. I love the people over there. They're great people. I've been doing YouTube and Twitter and Twitch related content for the better part of 10 years. I did take about a 3-4 year break, however, on the YouTube or the video content side of things, but I'm back now. I'm excited about it. Got lots of other types of content coming out, so that's fun. And you can find all of our social links, whichever ones that we specifically use, down below. I have quite a few more than Jacob does, but he's got his own way of dealing with that. So anyways, this is my friend Jacob. We met in high school.
First class of our freshman year.
That's pretty crazy. I didn't really go to high school very much. I went like 1 year. That will definitely be an episode we'll talk about, I think.
You need to break down that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I've explained it on some people's podcasts before and a little bit on this YouTube channel, but unless you've been around for several years, you wouldn't really know. And I don't think I've ever really stitched the puzzle pieces together for many people. So it's kind of like a unknown. But yeah, so we met in high school. That was fun. And then, like I said, I stopped going. So the only reason we kept our relationship was video games, specifically Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike was a big one.
Yeah, and so that's where I'll leave me. And where do you come in?
I'm Jacob Rubicki, longtime friend of Hudson's since high school, like you said. It was 9 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah. So. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, something like 9 years. Yeah.
Where I kind of come into the picture of all this, at 19, I moved abroad, played professional soccer. I started out in England. While I was in England, I was unable to get my visa to stay there long term. So I ended up moving to Malta. And
you didn't have the $2 million to show?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. if you don't get granted a visa from the government there, it's to buy one. It's ridiculous, like over £2.5 million. So.
Oh, okay. So it's like nearly
$3.5 million or so.
Jesus Christ,
it's an expensive one. So obviously not going to pay for that. So
what do you mean? Obviously, everyone has that money.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with you.
There's a couple P1 money just hanging out in the bank.
True. Fuck, man.
Moved to Malta, where I met my amazing girlfriend Nicole. We've been together for 3 years today, actually.
Congratulations! What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah, sorry, it just dawned on me.
Yeah, just dawned on you, shit cut. Jesus.
No, we had our discussions today, but
okay.
Yeah. So moved back here. Was gonna play with Las Vegas Lights, and I tore my MCL. So ended up retiring. Didn't really know what I was gonna do for a long time. Thankfully, I had good friends to kind of help me through it all. And
yeah, that was a time.
Yeah, it was a stressful period of my life for sure. Then about 4 months ago, my brothers and I started a pool company, Brilliant Pools, locally to Arizona for now. And
eventually world domination.
World domination pools. That's what we keep calling it. But yeah, that's what I do now. I used to stream a little bit especially when I was playing overseas. I streamed quite a bit. 4 days
that's
a week.
like something that's really cool is when people are like isolated and alone.
Yeah,
they turn to
video games.
Streaming because it's a cool way to have a community.
Yeah, it was nice. I had a nice little tight-knit community through different things like GTA Roleplay. I had, community there through FIFA. I had a community there. And depending on what I was streaming, I would see different faces. So that was great. I don't stream anymore. Don't have time at the moment. But I'm looking forward to doing it again someday down the road.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
For now, I love sitting in Hudson stream, bothering everybody in chat.
True.
But yeah, it's just been a good year, I would say, a long year.
Yeah, I mean, you've turned a lot of stuff around.
A lot of things have changed.
So you've been here for what now, a year and a half home?
Yeah, about a year and
months.
Yeah, about a year and 4 months.
Okay, so a lot of stuff for him has changed very fast. And it feels like it's been like 3 or 4 years, honestly.
Yeah,
because he wasn't here for what, 2 years?
I wasn't home for about 3.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was home after England. I was home for about a month before I went back again. So yeah, just depends.
Yeah. So it was a long time that he was away.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels even longer that you've been here. I don't know if it's just the whole coronavirus bullshit.
That definitely adds onto it. But yeah, came back and a lot of things I had to change to. A lot of things have changed in my life.
Right.
I'm an uncle, and
that's exciting. And you have your own puppy.
I do have my own puppy now. Little Skylar, great pup, fantastic.
What is she?
She's a Boston Terrier.
Cool.
She's a year.
I knew this, but I'm just asking for that.
Yeah, we gotta fill you guys in.
Yeah,
Give me a little bit of a backstory.
True.
But yeah, that's me.
We golf together.
We do golf.
That's fun.
That was something when I came back. We did that a lot. We golfed.
Oh man, dude, I miss it. Carson and I were just saying, like, what the fuck? Like, why don't we golf right now? We haven't golfed in a while. The last time I golfed was with Nate. That was fun.
Lucky
and
guy.
I didn't do very good, but it was fun.
You also golf TPC, which is
true.
Not an easy
if you guys
course.
don't know, TPC Scottsdale is an amazing course. It's very famous, especially the 16th hole. Which by the 16th hole, because it was like 115 degrees, I was actually fucking dying. I stopped playing after like hole 15, but I did play the 16th hole just because I had to.
Uh-huh. Did you record
I had a great shot.
Did you record it?
Nate was recording some stuff, but I don't think it ever aired because he was still like trying to figure out the golf vlog thing.
Oh, okay.
Which sucks because I wish I had that footage.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where it is. I don't know. I would love to know.
Yeah.
But that was really fun regardless.
Mm-hmm.
It was super cool. Him and his girlfriend, Haley, who I love.
Does Haley golf?
Awesome. Well, he was kind of teaching her a little bit of it.
Seems a hard course to learn on.
She got, right. It was more of like let's like putt.
Yeah.
You know, and so she putt on one of the holes.
Yeah.
Where we found some shade and we could like chill for a second. Dude, I was fucking wiped out.
It was hot.
I mean, like I've lived in Arizona for a long time, but the thing is when you live here, you spend less time in the sun unless you work outside like him.
Yeah.
Because you hate it in the summertime. It's fucking awful. So I'm not trained for that. Nate's been golfing a lot. So when I golfed with him, I was super prepared and I got like super lightheaded.
You went in May as well, right? Which is like one of the hotter months. June?
Yeah.
The worst month really to go.
Yeah, at about 2 p.m.
Oh,
I know.
That's brutal. I remember you texted me right before you were going, or you called me. And
dude, I was at an eye appointment and he was like, hey, bro, what's a good time to golf? And I'm like at the crack of dawn, bro, because it's so hot. And he's like, oh, well, I have a tee time at 2. And I was like, what? And he's like, do you want to come? And I'm like, hell yeah, of course, fucking yeah, I want to come. So that was really fun and amazing. Had a great time. Super good. But I was wiped out. I also didn't play very good. He's a much better golfer than I am.
He's a great golfer.
But it was really, really fun. So we enjoyed it. You might see the kitties walking around a little bit in the background. They like to attack things. So anyways, we golfed together. We play video games together.
Not as much as we'd like.
Yeah, but we've been getting better at it.
Yeah.
He plays a little bit of different games than I do.
Yeah, different styles, different genres.
Yeah. Anyways, what we're excited about with this podcast now that each of us have a little bit of intro and hopefully you guys know a little bit more about us. Obviously, if you guys want to break down anything in our past or anything, he's got lots of cool stories about playing professional soccer, especially abroad. That's something that's really amazing, or football rather.
Lots of cool people, yeah.
So we should get into depth about those things. I think interviewing each other would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think this podcast is going to be something fun. Hopefully you guys can relate to. We want to talk about things that we care about. Cat just jumping up.
The vertical.
Talk about things that we care about, including like games, cars, golf, like things going on in the world that affect us and affect you guys. He made some notes over here, like some pop culture stuff in gaming because, we care about those things. Like, why don't we know about Dr. Disrespect's ban after this long? Like shit like that should be fun, even though, some of these things have happened a while ago and stuff that, they're still kind of relevant. They will probably stay relevant, especially as like little tidbits and stuff come out about them.
Yeah, as long as they still keep everything so tight knitted and everything close to yourself, I don't think we'll really get a close to it until that comes out.
Dude,
like especially with the dog thing.
And the crazy thing too is I think there's a world in which it never comes out.
Yeah. I've listened to a lot of people's other podcasts talking about these things, and the good majority of people, like the blanket statement that everyone says is, "Oh, well, he absolutely knows why he got banned."
Right.
Which for me personally, he might not actually know, but the big thing as well that everyone keeps saying is, we might never know actually what happened here.
So and maybe in like 5-10 years when things lift or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we know the Navy SEALs who killed Osama bin Laden, I'm sure we'll find out what happened.
I don't think there's anything that's more important than those secrets,
so I maybe eventually we'll find out. Anyways, that was just an example of like the things that we want to talk about and break down with you guys. We obviously want to keep things fresh and new and entertaining, but at the same time, we just wanted to have like a chat. Once a week. That would be fun for people to tune into.
Good to stay up on current events, things like that.
Totally. Especially like, things that you guys can bring up to us, you want our opinions on, or ways in which we can offer different perspectives on, on life in general, or, tips and tricks for various things. I think we have really cool dynamic backgrounds. We have a great friendship. We love each other. It's good stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of the idea behind this thing. So do you want to jump us into a topic to talk about?
So I would say something that's been very fresh on the gaming community's mind and kind of took everyone by storm. I remember I was working when you texted me about this was Hector reacquired Optic Gaming.
Right, which has it been officially like...
I don't know if it's something that's 100% like a done deal.
Right, and he hasn't come out and said, yes, this happened.
As far as I know, I've seen nothing. I didn't see anything on his YouTube.
Right, and by the way, this was recorded October 10th, 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, for the record.
At 4:18 p.m.
Yeah, true.
Something could pop in 30 minutes. So
you never know. So he hasn't officially announced it. So what do you want to get at with this?
My thing, I think.
Oh, by the way, he specifically, me as well, but he's a huge Optic content fan.
I was.
Yeah.
Still am.
Right, yeah.
Still am. I'm now a massive.
Well, in what era? Like the Scuff House, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say 6050 Drive.
True.
I can't remember the address for the house that Nade lived in with Seth and Krim.
The original house?
The original Optic house. But Scuff House is obviously, I think, where like my love with Optic gaming
Wait,
content.
what do you mean Krim?
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad to talk about.
Yeah.
But I would say the Scuff House is where my love for Optic gaming content like really blossomed, so to say.
Gotcha.
Just because you had so many cool faces popping in. You had Syndicate would pop in.
Dude, right?
Lethal. Just tons of cool guys would pop in week in, week out, which kind of made content fun. I recently went back and watched a lot of Hitch's old stuff. Talking about kind of like the darker periods of stuff.
Yeah, this is really cool too because I'm friends with a lot of, if not most of these guys, or I know them. Mm-hmm. And I think, eventually at a point we'll get guests on this podcast, which would be so fun and exciting. I think it'll be really cool for him because he's never met them. Yeah. Especially people like Hitch, who like I've got a great friendship with.
I'm a massive fan of personally.
Right. So that could be a really interesting conversation. So he could kind of be the fan that speaks to you guys.
Yeah, I could ask more of the questions that most people who love these guys would ask.
Totally. Yeah, that's going to be super fun. Yeah. That's going to be really, really fun. So I'm excited to break into that. So continue on, why we're talking about Hex repurchasing Optic. What does that even mean? What do we think about that?
Yeah, it's such a crazy one.
Because right now, like, set the stage, like, he currently is a co-owner with Andy Miller of NRG.
And
Huntsman. Which also is San Francisco Shock. So they have an Overwatch League team. Huge esport. Yeah. They have a CDL team, a Call of Duty League team. Huge esport. Again, these are tens of millions of dollars investment in each one. And then Energy, which is the umbrella company. So he has transitioned from the fallout of Optic Gaming into this huge ecosystem.
He's turned what could have been like a rollover and die moment into, in my opinion, now the biggest brand in esports. I mean, especially with the acquisitions that they make week in, week out, they bring so many big.
It's up there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say like a worldwide thing because like Korea and China, there's like F1's massive. It's even big here
T1,
now.
You mean?
T1, sorry, yeah. F1, sorry. I'm not big into the League of Legends scene, so I don't know a whole lot about that. I know you are, that's for sure. There's a good point of view of that stuff we have.
Yeah.
But I think a big thing is really it's what does it kind of mean moving forward? The most common thing I've been seeing lately is people thinking Huntsman dead, everyone moving back to Optic. I don't think that's the case. I don't think there's any way.
Hell no.
We had talked about, I kind of think that it was just a domain thing. He's got that tattooed on his arm, so I think that's something that.
Right. Well, and also like all the stuff they built, like to have to let go of those things over some IP purchase, like. Man, it is business and that's how it works, but that does fucking suck. Yeah, it's like that, and I'm sure it hurt to some degree, if not like extremely sad and painful, like losing that big of a chunk of your life. Yeah. So here, hold on, I gotta adjust this a little bit. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense to to just buy back the IP, to be able to integrate that maybe content-wise or just to own it again.
Yeah.
Because I think what people had been saying, or what was released prematurely, was he's going to sell all of the CDL spot and the esports related things. He just wanted again, he hasn't come out and said this, so preface it with that. But he's just buying Optic Gaming back to and whatever he does with it, we don't know. But he's not keeping any of the esports related stuff because he's got those things.
He's got to unload the assets. That's another thing that we talked about as well. Of who knows what this sale could mean. He might not buy unless he can, sell the big asset that is the CDL
right,
team.
Because that's a
$35 million investment.
Of money. Yeah,
it's a crazy thing. So
but
maybe
also,
it's a pending thing.
I'm sure that it's some strategic thing. I don't think he's just doing it to do it. And also, if it is that, which I would put money on that it is strategic, he's got big friends who could help him out with a purchase like that, who would then, renegotiate. They would probably buy it knowing they have another buyer to purchase out those, the CDL spot and other things. They would probably only do it with those like conditions. Yeah. Conditional.
That's part of a clause, I'm sure.
Right. Something like that.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, hopefully we'll find out in the next couple of weeks or months here what kind of it all really means. But
and I don't really. So this was always mind blowing to me. Ever since the whole, and for those of you guys, maybe we should do. We'll get better at this. But for those of you guys who don't know, Optic Gaming, huge esports organization, the biggest in North America,
without a doubt,
for sure.
Yeah.
That was imploded literally from the inside out, destroyed by a suit and tie company that came in and tried to run it the wrong way.
Infinite Esports,
yeah. And it was sad. It was unfortunate. It was really heartbreaking for a lot of people internally, as well as like the fans, to see that happen. Like literally watched it, happen before our eyes. People that we thought were so associated with that team get, left behind and kicked out, and it made no sense. And watching that, and I, knowing a lot of those people, didn't really ever actually like know what was happening.
Yeah, we didn't really get a whole lot of closure.
I was just kind of just spectating. Like I didn't know, just same as everybody else.
Yeah.
Unless you were literally inside those, that company, like what was going on.
To put it, for a lot of people that don't know about the stuff that went on with Optic, to put it into words, if you know anything about Optic Gaming in general, you know that they're a massive Call of Duty team.
Right.
And at one point, Infinite Esports tried to drop the Call of Duty roster, which it has at the time had guys on the team like Optic Scump, Optic Crim6, Optic Dekarma, as well as Optic Formal, which are probably the four biggest names in Call of Duty, especially at that time. Scump being,
this was right before the 5v5 announcement.
Yeah, right before 5v5. So this, it was. It's because this was at the end of World War II. So, which in my opinion didn't help with everything going on, because that was not.
Well, and we only know about this potential drop situation because of a podcast that Hitch and Hector had.
Yeah, they did.
Which again, some further context. Hector is the owner and one of the founders of Optic Gaming, and Hitch was a content creator and.
But at the time, he ran all media,
and and he created alongside Hex Vision.
Yeah, which
is like
was changed gaming documentaries as we know it today.
Content.
There was so many that they were the first to do that. That now, if you like,
maybe not the first technically, but they did it in a way that was like groundbreaking.
They created a storyline.
Yeah, and it was amazing,
incredible.
So, obviously, Hitch knows that. We don't have to pat him on the back. He knows that.
Yeah.
All of them know that. Yeah. I think everybody in esports knows that.
Yeah, there was not anything. I think when it was going on, it was kind of like a F's in the chat kind of deal of just like one of our heroes is falling kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And all these guys, it was a weird thing where which direction everybody was going to go. Thankfully, Hex being the Don he is of Call of Duty and esports in general, was able to put all these guys back under the Huntsman brand and the NRG brand.
And he's been working hard at it too.
My
Like,
God.
dude, I mean, he up until like I think like a month or two ago, right? He got some of the final members that were the core.
Maniac is back in. That announcement was amazing.
That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it almost made me tear up a little bit just seeing
Oh,
Maniac.
dude, I cry about everything.
Yeah, Maniac and Hitch and as well Hexer are my 3 favorite content creators in general. I love watching their content. So when it happened, it was like one of these things where like Maniac's coming home, and to see the happiness on his face, you could tell that that's how he felt as well. So
cool.
it was a great moment.
So this is important because now having kind of built out what is current, so Hector being a co-owner of this huge current esports team, which is NRG, that has these brands underneath it, the Huntsman and San Francisco Shock, which, by the way, literally today or yesterday, they just won world championship.
They did?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm not really that current with any.
Yeah,
esport.
so that was in the Overwatch League. So they just won again, I think back to back. So they're insane.
Yeah, I did know that they were the best team, though.
Right. So like unbelievable esports as far as, like trophies and excitement goes. Even in Fortnite, they have some amazing players. Benji Fishy, love that kid. Great guy. Great. I love him. So anyways, so that's like where he is now.
Mm-hmm.
This news leaked out that he was able to purchase back the Optic organization. Right. Allegedly. And he has neither confirmed nor denied this. So I'm sure there's like lots of moving parts. Like we said,
NDAs,
he's probably waiting for another buyer to cop that other
the
CDL spot, which would be great for him because part of the CDL rules, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is how it is. Part of the CDL rules is because it's a franchise league, whatever name you have in that league, you cannot use for anything else. So the Optic Gaming Los Angeles,
that's why,
that name could not be used anywhere else because the company that owned it and put it in the. So I don't know how FaZe is doing it.
Well, because I don't know.
FaZe.
It is that. Yeah, Atlanta FaZe, maybe because
whatever. I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe it's I have no idea. But maybe buying it back and then selling the spot, he'll be able to reclaim the name and use it for something exciting new and great. We don't know. I'm sure he'll do something really cool with it, and I'm sure he's so excited if this is what's happening.
On the other end as well, if it's strictly a domain thing, I wouldn't really. It would be awesome because he got his baby back.
Right.
But I mean, content with Huntsman has been great. You have all those guys there already, so you're not really losing anything. If anything, you're just gaining back some nostalgia.
Because like we were saying, like all of the fans have come along with him.
Yeah,
that
Green Wall's still there,
and it's awesome. It's exciting. Yeah. It's great to see the stuff that he's built continues to thrive, and it's great.
Yeah.
So that's exciting stuff. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we'll keep you guys updated. Well, you'll, if you're online, you'll know. But if not, we'll keep you guys updated with our opinions and thoughts on that. That's really exciting. Something that we also kind of wanted to catch up on. Hopefully this isn't bore anybody with how much this has been talked about. But like we said, the Dr. Disrespect ban thing. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to briefly, we could just make this one pretty quick. We kind of already kind of talked about it. But,
a little bit.
But really, like, why this is... So the couple of like things that irk me about this situation, because I understand legal, having running a music licensing company, believe me,
you get it.
I get legal. I talk to some of the smartest, best lawyers, that charge a stupid hourly rate. You would vomit if you had to see these invoices. So I understand if it's just as simple as he can't talk about it. And, there's an ongoing either investigation or lawsuit. I think if it was a lawsuit, it would be filed, we would be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it must be some negotiation or
some backdoor for sure.
Internal talks that are happening. It could also be where Twitch shut the door and he's trying to figure out what's going on. And so he's been trying to communicate and they don't have an open line of communication to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's another possibility. I think there's a lot of different like ways in which we could see this like break happening, because there's a serious lapse in communication. I think Twitch is kind of notorious for this though,
especially lately.
Yeah, where they make these, and I'm a Twitch content creator. I'm a partner on Twitch, so I'm not like biased or anything, but just to get that out of the way, where they make these super questionable decisions.
Yeah,
and then they give no context. They give no communication whatsoever to their community, and they kind of expect people to just forget about it. Like, what the fuck's with that?
Yeah, it's kind of like the
like we're talking. And sorry to cut you off, but we're talking about like tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's kind of like, not to go too off topic, but it's kind of like when a big celebrity or something gets caught doing something wrong, they just go like with this perception of just go dark kind of, and just don't talk about it, don't address it, and just wait for the next media cycle to kick in.
Except Doc isn't doing that though.
No,
he's like, I would tell you if I knew.
I mean,
if
he knew, or if he could.
Yeah, right. If he could.
But you can tell he's been itching. Like he's said stuff maybe.
Yeah,
like
just to throw it out there, Jake Lucky, the esports,
great by the way.
Phenomenal. Esports talk. I love him. He's awesome. I recently found his stuff. Really cool.
Yeah,
he's been posting a ton about this. So if you want to see his opinions and his takes, check out that YouTube channel, the esports talk.
Yeah.
Where he's got like more in depth and I think more like a really like an educated kind of view of this.
Yeah, he goes a little bit more in depth with all that stuff. He's less He has a slight opinion usually when he talks about stuff, but he kind of stays in more the fact of open-ended to what you guys might think.
And he includes clips too to back up what's going on, which is my favorite part, because searching the internet for clips to find a specific moment in a Twitch stream or something like that is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, that's also the other thing where Reddit can become a big help, because a lot of this stuff does get spilled out. He says it a lot, as well as Tactical Rab, who's a CDL content creator. He talks a lot about that stuff. He has people that constantly send him information on this kind of stuff. But yeah, my thing is I just hope that it's not anything too sketchy or like could be detrimental to the community, and I hope it's just something that's going to be resolved behind closed doors, and then we can kind of just move past it, because it is like one of those things where I saw Nick Merckx did say something negative about it, but it's kind of like...
Negative meaning what? What did he say?
He kind of backed Twitch, I believe. This, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. I didn't look at it too much. I did just see Jake Lucky said something about it as well, where there was an issue there with like the whole thing. But I think it's ridiculous how you can't stream with him. So like guys like Tim the Tatman, Courage,
true.
Ninja.
That's a dumbass rule. Plus the fact that people were, without naming names, they were like including him on their Twitch streams, and then Twitch updated the rule. It's like, bro, just fucking say what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, stop like playing with these like weird like 4D chess where people can't discern like what the fuck's happening, and just say it. Yeah. Like, what is going on? What can and can't be done? Mm-hmm. Why is it this way? Explain. Yeah. Because we get it. You're attached to this multi-trillion-dollar company that is Amazon. Sure, fine, whatever, bro. Like, but you have a community. Your company is built because of this community.
Exactly.
And if you keep burning them, they will peace out. I mean,
there's been so many times where people have kind of looked for like that, what's next, and make sure some thought was that, and and obviously they shelled out I think more money than they got back, which is sad, but they got acquired by
YouTube's
Facebook.
Been pretty generous with their contracts, and they're killing it. So the YouTube
doing a great
streaming
job over there.
is really sick. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just really mind-blowing. I think more on like a general term and less about like the Dr. Disrespect thing, but it's really mind-blowing to see a company like that whose business model is community not be upfront, honest, and open with the community. It's just, I don't know, man. It's not really how I would run things.
It's just the culture that we're in.
I also understand that there are, a serious hierarchy and a chain of command, and it's a big organization now. It's not a couple of dudes running it, so it's a little bit different, but it doesn't seem that hard. I mean, we've seen companies much, much bigger handle things way harder than
Simpler?
this, much better.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's not like they don't know this is like a prevalent issue.
Yeah. No, they know. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's probably legal. You're
So
just not gonna say anything about
Which
anything.
would make the most sense.
Yeah.
But
I hope that's what it is.
in that case, at least say, hey, guys, this is what's going on.
Yeah, you could still release a statement stating we're not allowed to really talk about
And, we'll keep you updated. Obviously, like we loved Doc, or he brought a lot to the platform, because you'd be lying if you said he
Yeah.
didn't. And this is the current situation. We'll keep you guys updated. Like, how hard is that? It's not.
this. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So
it's a weird one.
it's either like way beyond our comprehension, or they just want it to go away.
Mhm.
So whatever. That is our short little take on that.
One thing that I did
okay.
want to talk to you about, which I know you don't really know about
related to this, or
No. This is I don't know. Obviously, we play a lot of Warzone together. Which, if you don't know,
amount.
Warzone is like a battle royale inside of
free to play
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
It's great shit.
Yeah, free to play, which is obviously a big thing. Updates, a little berserk, but
oh, dude, yeah, bro, the size of it, dude. I saw somebody post that it couldn't fit on a 250 gig SSD.
Yeah,
that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Literally ever.
It's bizarre. But this was recently brought to me by one of my friends.
Okay.
But there's like a glitch on it where if you have stims and you have an auto revive, if you go down outside of the zone and you res yourself, you can stim forever, and so you can stay out the zone and just do that over and over again.
So what always my brain goes to anytime like something like this is exploited or found out is, how the fuck do they find this out? Like the weirdest, most bizarre.
I say that with like, it's like when you watch pros when they for Call of Duty or CS or Valorant, when their new map comes out and they just sit in there for hours and just find any little bug or glitch anywhere here or there that can give them the competitive edge. It's bizarre, some of the stuff that these people go through.
Like the smoke and nade spots.
Yeah,
that's one thing. But yeah, this kind of shit. First of all, like it's like, how. And then it's to me, it's like, why wouldn't you just want to win because you're better?
Yeah.
Like, so it genuinely, and I don't think I'll ever understand this, blows my mind why anybody would cheat at any game. It does not make sense to me. I would not feel good about it. I wouldn't want to show my friends the only reason you're doing it, right, is for the stats. It's not like it's in some competitive environment for big money, right? So you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Like what are you even doing?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So yeah, that's my take.
It's a silly thing of.
That's how like deep I want to get.
It's taking the easy way out, which people do in life as well. So
yeah, but like
you don't really get much fun
like
out of it.
Sitting at home, there's no money on the line, and you cheated for a
screen that
says you won the game.
yeah, victory.
Wow,
it's that big of a deal, I guess. I don't know. Personally, we just can't relate to it.
Dude. Oh, by the way, I put on my Tinder profile, I have 400 Warzone wins. So, yeah, like, dude, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I don't get it, but I guess we won't because we're not cheaters. So.
Yeah, I don't know. My brain just doesn't. And dude, like people cheat in Among Us, they cheat in Fall Guys.
Among Us, I don't understand at all.
I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I get like. I don't get it, but I can understand where if like in Call of Duty or CS or Valorant, if you like are such an evil person and you want to just ruin someone else's day with cheating.
Well, then you would really do it in like Fall Guys or Among Us, because I saw someone where they would load into Among Us and the cheater would immediately say who the imposters are.
Ah, that's just sad.
I'm like, bro,
just evil.
You must be like a steaming pile of wet shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really no other way of getting around that one.
Yeah, so anyways, anytime we're going to talk about like cheaters or like stupid people who are stupid,
just think of a steaming wet pile of shit.
I will have the same answer always because my brain just can't get to that place. Like I don't relate or understand.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, That's unlucky. I'm not a big fan of that. Anytime there's like a glitch or an issue, I know that they have teams working on like around the clock and they have to prioritize these issues. I have a small team at eBeats and we have to prioritize issues. There's always way more issues than you can even count, even for a small company like ourselves. And so I can only imagine the fucking lists that they have at a company like that. It's probably obnoxious. They also, though, have, manpower. They have lots of people there working to solve these issues, to discover these issues. They literally have people dedicated to breaking the game, and then reporting those things. And then
That's the thing. Do you think that these glitches are released by the teams?
No fucking way.
You don't think so?
No way would they do that.
Yeah,
no. Anything internally found, they're not telling anybody.
Okay. I see. I had like a different thing where I've like...
But think about it, too. It's like... Say there's like 20 people working at this company, which, just a number I'm throwing out there. Say there's 20 people working at this company that are dedicated to finding and fixing bugs.
Mm-hmm.
There are, 60 million people playing the game?
Yeah.
So that's a lot bigger chance to find these bugs. Granted, they don't have like these program and these broken, open games that are developer versions where they can like easily find these issues and scan for, overlapping code or, whatever the case may be. So they have, more tools, but, 60 million people finding something versus 20 million people finding something, it's going to, mostly happen from the community.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
And like I said, like I understand, having to prioritize these bugs and issues. But like that huge gun glitch one where you literally can't see because the glitch, it covers the entire screen. How has that been in the game since the game came out?
I personally never got it until me, you, and Corbin started playing together. I had never gotten it one time.
Dude, I've seen it so many times.
I know. I've been playing with other people who have gotten it, but I never got it. So I was always like laughing at people when they got it, and then I got it and I'm like, wow, my whole game's ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't even do anything.
Yeah.
Unless you're like super lucky and you get the kill and then like your gun gets like fixed or goes away or you pick up a different one. But like, dude, how?
It's a silly one. Like, I even said where what we talked about it, where it could be like a thing where if you change the code here, it could break everything else. And then you said, well, what's
I've never made a game, but I work with a full stack developer and I'm an IT engineer and I know quite a few programming languages and the way that game, I understand how a game is built. That's not what happened here.
Yeah.
This is just stupid error that it's either, so the reason they haven't fixed it, for educated guess, I don't know exactly why. It's either so far buried in the core of the game, and it's like a one-off.
Yeah.
Or it happens to such a few percentage of people that they're willing to just let it skate while they have bigger priorities. Again, it comes down to the priorities that they have.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, dude, like I don't want to make excuses for them because the cheater problem is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so bad. I just, it's like another thing when I said I don't get it, but I just don't get how everything in Call of Duty has statistics. Every single game is recorded, and then the statistics are uploaded into a database, which they can see and monitor all the time. Mm-hmm. So I just don't get it how, like, unless you're looking at someone like Symphony or Scump or Formal, you see these guys do ridiculous stuff where you can kind of have like the issues, but I just don't get how, you're
well, it's usually really obvious. It's like,
I've never seen like a non-blatant cheater in Warzone. Like I watch sometimes when someone's like a little bit fishy, and being a higher skilled person in video games, not a brag, but just like being at a higher level and playing a lot of games at higher levels, you have a better grasp of when someone's cheating. And if I think someone's doing something suspect, I'll look for a little while and just maybe see, just because I like reporting people because faster they get banned. But every single time it's either completely blatant or they're not cheating.
Right.
There's just zero way of holding it. And then you'll look at some of these accounts that'll have like, they're like level 120. And it's like, that's not a couple hours of playing. That's a couple days or weeks of playing.
Right.
So it's like one of those things where you can't. How are these people not getting instantly destroyed and just sent packing? I guess that's the joy of it being free to play. So
true. Yeah, which was a scare for Counter-Strike going free to play for a long time. People were really worried about something like that happening.
Thank God they did Prime. I thought that was at least a pretty good system.
Decent enough. I mean, it's had its own fair share of problems.
I've started playing a little bit more again, and I haven't seen a whole lot of cheaters. I mean, it's for whatever reason I stopped playing the game for a long time, and I was MG2, and I got re-ranked at silver. So
hell yeah,
you'll see a lot of cheaters in silver.
Dude, I literally stopped playing when the first rank reset happened because it was so tilting how I was a few games away from global elite and I got put into like DMG.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, I was SMFC and I got sent packing back down to I think I was MG or MG2. I think MG2, and I quit for the same reason. I played for a little bit, and I felt like the skill gap was just so weird.
Well, dude, it was so demoralizing because in a game like this, to stay at the top of your game, you have to play not only every day, but multiple hours and several hours every single day. The longer the time you take off, the harder it's going to be to get back into it, and you're just going to have to, one step forward, two steps back every time you take time off. Yeah. Or just two steps back, literally, that's it. So you have to be playing all the time and honing your skills all the time to be able to climb consistently. Getting to the highest rank in a video game like that, where the skill gap is incredibly high, took me years.
Yeah.
It was like, maybe not years. It was like 16, 18 months for me to go from Silver 2 when I started the game to LEM to Supreme. And I tried so hard to get to global, but it was very, very hard. I don't think maybe I was global material. Maybe not even Supreme material. I knew I was a good LEM though. And maybe I got a little lucky to get into Supreme. But super dumb, super fucking dumb, and that reset really upset me.
Yeah, just a lot of work. It's demoralizing. You put in all that effort and work to get there, and
especially, dude. Like I had, that was the gambling era. So it was like 2016. I had several tens of thousands of dollars in skins, and dude, that was frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up selling all but a few, and I was done with that.
Yeah.
That was sad.
I still sometimes go back and watch some of our gameplay that we had together on your channel of like, your first rank game. You got like Silver 4, Silver 2.
Silver 2. Yeah, I was Hudson. The Silver together. 2 was my first series. Actually, if you're an OG subscriber on this channel, you will know. You'll have seen my CS:GO climb. And when I started to get to the highest level, I was winding down on uploading and creating content, which was kind of frustrating. And then when I got reset, I made like 1 or 2 videos and then I stopped for since I last came back. So that's not the reason why, but that kind of hit me at a point where I was like, why am I making Counter-Strike videos when this game did me so dirty?
Yeah.
And then I didn't really know what else to play. I wasn't good enough at League of Legends to make content, and I didn't want to start all over again at grinding a game. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life at the time. So
I think that's kind of silly though, of like, because I've been in the same mindset of if you're not, especially with streaming, if you're not either a top 1 percentile when it comes to skill level, or you're extremely crazy and loud and have high energy levels.
Which I'm neither of.
Yeah, very, very, very once in a while you get someone like Courage who has both. I mean, this guy is insane. I mean, he can play. Like his Fortnite gameplay was wild. Like he was good and he had so much energy and it was fun to watch. I mean,
that's why
a lot of people that have that energy factor, I can't watch. It's like physically training for me to pay attention to.
Yeah.
But Jack, for a long time, I've been able to watch his content.
Dude, it's kind of insane. And that maybe that was one of the things too that always like mentally hindered me or made myself hold myself back was I was never either of those things. I was never super entertaining and funny or insanely good at the game. I was always like just super laid back, chill, just in my own like bubble. And some people liked that. I had a decent following. I was starting to grow it for sure, but I was never that like tier one, like a ninja or like a jack or anything like that.
Yeah, but it's like one of those levels. I will say that I think they're personally, this isn't gassing you, but I have never heard a single person say a negative thing about you. You're probably the most liked person in the community, and for a reason. It's not like you're not a fake persona. You have you're genuinely a super good, nice person, and you care about stuff. Like when I used to stream, I mean, people will come in and talk to me about stuff, and sometimes I would enjoy the conversation, sometimes I wouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
But you genuinely, every time someone comes into your chat, you want to talk to them about whatever they want to talk about, and then you keep the conversation going rather than someone says something that might be boring or whatever, and instead of shutting it down, you'll continue to talk about it, which I think a lot of these big guys, that's what I was going to say, what I was getting towards is like guys like Ninja and Courage and Doc and Summit, and it's like a one of a kind thing. And one thing, not negative, but for someone like Tfue, he was obviously at an immense skill level, but without the backing of FaZe, he probably doesn't blow up to what he was. I mean, not knocking the guy,
fact,
but it's
maybe he would have later.
Some people need that,
but he
push.
needed a platform.
Exactly, he needed that push. To whereas when you see these guys like Ninja outgrew an organization and of Luminosity Gaming, which is not a small org. Courage outgrew 2 organizations. I mean, I would say he's probably outgrew. I won't say that. That's not true, because 100 Thieves is massive.
Yeah, no. He didn't outgrow it. He helped it grow.
That's a much better way of putting it.
Yeah, because he did, and all the people at 100 Thieves know that, and that's why he's so valuable to them.
Yeah, he wants to see it continue.
And that's why they got him. That's why they brought him on, because they knew that he would be a huge part of their content team, that he would, draw people to the brand. He's a great fit, and that's why he's
a great fit at 100 Thieves. I think a lot of those guys, especially the mob, those guys are a great fit for 100 Thieves.
Dude, that was such a good gamble, bro.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I remember when the announcement came, it was kind of like one of those things where what really do these guys bring to an org like 100 Thieves, and they showed what they bring to an org like 100 Thieves.
Yeah, especially now when they're in their element and they really figured it
out.
Zero
pressure.
Because I love the mob guys. I'm very close with all of them. Shout out mob. But, I think for a little while, it may have been really overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
To go from where they were and what they were doing to, one of the biggest North American esports organizations, whether it be new or not, it doesn't really matter because it is, in terms of like following and engagement and stuff. 100 Thieves is, and so, but once they got in their rhythm, and more recently especially, they have started to soar, man. They are flying. Like, it's really exciting, and I love the stuff that they're doing, and especially like, I could nitpick like a lot of really exciting moments and stuff that I'm seeing, but the stuff with Among Us, and how they're playing with huge names and stuff that's getting them really excited, and but they fit in, like they're totally at that level, and I think they finally see themselves at that level, and they're not just like these Twitter kids that I feel like I was saying, like you get in your head, you hold yourself back a little bit, but I feel like they finally are like understanding of like their ability and what they could do. That's been really fun to watch. I love that shit. That makes me really excited. I think it's only up for them. And like I said, for 100 Thieves, that was a really good gamble. Like, I mean, they put not to say that it was like gambling, or anything, but picking up any content creator for an organization is a gamble. Because you're spending a lot of money into these personalities, and traditionally It's either, they work hard after they've been picked up to continue to prove that they deserve that spot, or they get complacent because they're a part of this organization now and they expect the organization to bring
them instead of
right. And that happens too. And I never thought that they would do that, but that does happen. So, just to
that's a much better way of putting it when I have said that Courage may have outgrew 100 Thieves, whereas that's not the case. He went into 100 Thieves after outgrowing Optic or Phaser, whoever could have been there, but
especially it was Infinite Optic that he was at.
Yeah.
So he blew past.
Yeah, he went into 100 Thieves, and instead of waiting for the org to help him grow, he went in and helped the org grow.
For sure.
So it was a flipped role of not what can 100 Thieves do for me, what can I do for 100 Thieves?
Right.
And he took that and flew with it. And I think the mob guys did too.
Yeah, and also, the pandemic has been amazing at proving who's really out there grinding.
Yeah.
Because, dude, look at everybody on that team. I mean, I know that I'm friends with a lot of them, and I love them, and I'm definitely a fan. But can't deny it. I mean, dude, look at Valkyrie's numbers recently with Among Us and all the stuff that she's doing. Look at Jack, how he's exploding again and again and again and again. How he proves that one game can't hold him down. He will dominate anything. I mean, dude, it's fucking awesome. I love to see it. It's really, really cool to see your friends just shoot up and fly. And yeah, I mean that's awesome shit, dude. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that we'll be able to further dive into and talk about. I'd love to have some of those people on the podcast. I think we'll definitely do that. I was on the Mobcast one time this was actually really cool. This was the Mob being in SOAR before they were picked up by 100 Thieves. I think before they even were being considered to be picked up by 100 Thieves. Could be wrong about that. It was December of 2018 or something. And they wanted Nadeshot on the podcast.
Oh.
And something happened with Nade. I think it was related to one of their esports teams or something happened that night where he couldn't. So I stood in for him.
Yeah.
Not stood in for him because I'm related with 100 Thieves, but I filled his spot because he couldn't come on. And it didn't, break any numbers that they were hoping with having Nadeshot on the stream or whatever. But it was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and I was able to explain a little bit about what I was doing in my background and stuff. And that was really cool. And I hope to be on the newest Mobcast sometime soon. That'd be cool. But it'd be also really cool to have a couple of them or all of them on this.
Yeah, that is one thing that I think, especially for me and you, perspective on this. For me, having any of those guys, it's not for what it could help the podcast do. It's just genuinely wanting to meet those guys and talk to them and just pick their brains.
I've never
about
been like that, and they know that. Well, my brother keeps calling me. I have to answer that at some point. So yeah, I mean, want to wrap this up because it's been an hour.
It has been an hour. Yeah, we had a lot of more things.
There's a lot more things. I mean, like I said, we talked a little bit about gaming in here. We want to talk about cars and golf and other life stuff. I think it's going to be really fun. We don't have a name yet, so help us come up with a name. It could be fun. Again, I'm Hudson.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.
Dude, that was a blast.